In February 2023, a delegate took the floor at a United Nations committee meeting in Geneva. She was dressed in bright saffron robes, wearing heavy traditional jewelry, and she walked with the absolute confidence of a seasoned diplomat. She introduced herself as Vijayapriya Nithyananda, the permanent ambassador for the United States of Kailasa. Addressing the official assembly, she declared her country as the first sovereign state created specifically for persecuted Hindus around the world. Incredibly, Kailasa's representatives also managed to gain access to the British Parliament. During a Diwali celebration in Westminster, they appeared in the event's official brochure, standing alongside legitimate lawmakers and government officials. Elite international diplomats, high-ranking city mayors, and United Nations officials were formally shaking hands, exchanging documents, and listening to speeches from the representatives of a country that does not exist on any map. The United States of Kailasa has no physical borders. It has no land, no actual citizens, and no functioning government. The so-called Supreme Pontiff of this entirely imaginary nation is Swami Nithyananda, an internationally wanted Indian godman who fled his home country to escape a long list of severe criminal charges. A fugitive hiding from the law managed to infiltrate the highest tiers of global diplomacy using nothing but a slick website, a few loyal followers, and a profound understanding of bureaucratic blind spots. Before he was a self-proclaimed head of state, Nithyananda was a charismatic cult leader in India. He built a massive empire of ashrams by convincing followers he possessed supernatural abilities, aggressively mixing Hindu spirituality with pseudoscience. By 2019, that empire was collapsing. Former followers came forward with horrifying evidence. Nithyananda was facing trials for rape, the torture of children in his ashrams, and the kidnapping of minors. The police were closing in. Facing permanent imprisonment, he skipped his court dates. He slipped out of India, traveling through Nepal, and acquired a fake passport to disappear overseas. Extradition treaties make it impossible for a fugitive to hide forever in another country's jurisdiction. But under international law, a recognized head of state is granted sovereign immunity, a legal status that prevents them from being arrested or prosecuted by foreign governments. To turn a life of running into a life of absolute legal protection, Nithyananda set out to manufacture his own statehood. He started by building the digital infrastructure. His followers created a highly professional website for Kailasa. They drafted a constitution, designed custom passports, and set up a reserve bank, claiming to issue a gold-backed currency called the Kailasian dollar. To justify this to the international community, he pointed to Vatican City. He branded Kailasa as a sovereign religious entity, arguing that as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he deserved the exact same legal recognition and autonomy as the Pope. This illustrates the financial engine keeping the illusion alive. Millions of dollars from wealthy followers were funneled into 13 newly established NGOs across the US and UK. Those funds were then pooled together into a central node to finance Kailasa's state activities. Because the money came through registered charities, it appeared completely legitimate on paper. He used perfectly legal NGO donations to fund a completely fake state. With the website live and the bank accounts full, Nithyananda deployed his followers. Dressed impeccably and speaking formal diplomatic jargon, they targeted local governments and mid-level bureaucrats who simply didn't have the resources to run international background checks. In early 2023, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, sat down with Kailasa delegates and officially signed a sister city agreement. The city officials took the delegates at their word, assuming a quick glance at Kailasa's impressive website was proof enough. They pulled the exact same trick in South America, convincing a senior official in Paraguay to sign a memorandum of understanding, pledging to help Kailasa secure admission into the United Nations. Every time a local politician smiled for a photo with Kailasa delegates, Nithyananda posted it online. These photos created a manufactured feedback loop of legitimacy. The fake country looked real enough to trick the next, slightly more important official, all the way up to the United Nations. But international law has a strict requirement for statehood that a website cannot fake. A country must have physical territory. In 2024, Kailasa agents flew to South America. They entered Bolivia on tourist visas and traveled deep into the dense Amazon jungle, approaching local indigenous tribes with generous offers to help them fight forest fires. The aid offer was a Trojan horse. The agents presented the tribes with English-language contracts for a 1,000-year land lease. The fine print granted Kailasa total sovereignty over the air, land, and resources, and explicitly required the indigenous people to militarily defend Kailasa from any outside attacks. The physical statehood plan collapsed only when journalists at a Bolivian newspaper exposed the 4.8 lakh hectare land grab. The Bolivian government immediately canceled the treaties, arrested 20 people tied to Kailasa, and deported them. Stripped of their Amazonian territory, the cult had to pivot. If you visit Kailasa's website today, all references to acquiring physical land are gone. Instead, they proudly declare themselves a borderless, digital Hindu nation. This checklist represents the 1933 Montevideo Convention, the bedrock of international law regarding statehood. A country must have 4 things: a government, the capacity for diplomacy, a permanent population, and defined territory. Kailasa managed to fake the first 2, but completely fails the last 2. Without borders or a permanent population, no amount of digital marketing, fake currency, or manipulated local politicians will grant Nithyananda the legal immunity he is searching for. Today, Nithyananda remains an international fugitive. He continues to broadcast bizarre, hours-long videos to his remaining followers from an undisclosed location, safely hidden from the courts he fled years ago. The story of Kailasa proves a terrifying vulnerability in our global systems. A wanted criminal exploited the blind spots of local governments and the United Nations, hacking the architecture of international diplomacy with nothing but a well-designed website and sheer audacity.